Let's talk about what's happening to business and humanity at large on a galactic scale. This is going to help you, the conscious awakening entrepreneur, have a true perspective on the magnitude of the opportunity here for you to help awaken your brothers and sisters by creating $1 million movement around your business that's bringing forth transformational products and services that are actually changing lives. Welcome back to another episode of the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show. 365 days a year, right here on this podcast platform that you're listening to. We are talking consciousness, leadership, and new earth business tips, strategies to help you scale with simplicity, with ease, and flow. Because after all, you, the conscious awakening entrepreneur, yes, desire time freedom, yes, desire financial freedom. But most of all, truly, you're here to be joyous in your business, to be an incredibly high frequency being who is going to help transform humanity through your business. It's been funny this past few days. I've been following the space weather app that I follow, and they put up really good updates, and it's been incredible to see all of the wild space weather. And I'll often put up news and flashes about solar flares and things like that on my Instagram channel. Go for the Golden Age Entrepreneurs. So if you're not following me over there, go follow me and then go down to the Instagram channel, follow the channel where I'm providing the updates. And I often get asked the question, okay, but like, what does all this space energy mean? What is all of this? Why is this happening? And my answer is always ever changing as I continue to learn and deepen, have deeper realizations, and my gnosis changes. However, this is how I am perceiving it right now. We are in something called the universal time matrix. You can think of this as a grain of sand within a balloon, very much like Horton Hears a Who, worlds within worlds. We're this tiny little grain of sand, and that's not right or wrong. That's just how it is. We are here having a soul experience. We are fractals of a beautiful divine energy that is so big we can't even really truly comprehend it. Some people call this God, some people call this source. We've got caught essentially believing that we're finite beings and that we're looping in and out of death, never really being able to go beyond quote unquote Earth. We're in a solar system. It's not quite how they sell you with NASA, but we're in a solar system, which is a fancy way of saying a piece of a dimensional space, a piece of this universal time matrix. And the solar system is within a solar system all the way to the quote unquote edges, if you want to think in a 3D reality of the universal time matrix. And we talk about it going on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, that's how it is. We can't perceive how it's not. Like, there's no possible way for it to ever end. But that is beyond the scope of this right now, this show, and just knowing that that's like some deep. Just you go sit under a tree and meditate on that one, how there is no edge. Like, once you get to the universal time matrix, edge per se, it's just another universal time matrix, and there's no end. It's kind of fun and trippy to think about it like that. However, let's focus more on this immediate. So we're looping in and out, learning spiritual lessons, having experiences, lots of suffering, lots of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of beautiful joy, and in and amongst all that. And here we are now in this lifetime. And what is happening is our solar system is rotating around other solar systems. Remember, worlds within worlds. So we're rotating around Alcyon. And you can go look on a map of the stars and find it. And Alcyon is a huge sun. It is our sun's sun. You'll hear this in New Age esoteric literature as the grand central sun, because it's central. We and other solar systems, other parts of the universal time matrix, other dimensional spaces are rotating around it. And a lot of powerful energy and knowledge and wisdom comes through the grand central sun. It's essentially a transmitting core. It's a transmitting planet. Remember, all planets, they're all sentient beings too. It's only the mainstream that tells you that other things aren't living. Like Earth is living, our sun is living, everything is living. It's all infused with frequency, energy, and vibration of God, the divine, whatever you want to call it. Now, it's interesting because in linear time, we have calculated, and I say we generally because it wasn't me, but it's been calculated that this circuit takes 25,600 or 900 years, depending on who you hear, to go all the way around. So I want you to just think about, you have you put your fist, your fist there, and then let's say you just draw a circle bigger than your fist in the air. That's the rotation. 365 days around your fist is us going around the solar system. Now, for about 2,000 years, in some point in that circle, we go through a very interesting part of the universe of time matrix, which is termed the photon belt. This is essentially very high, we would call it light particles. Some people call it light codes. Some people call it plasma. And it's a 2,000 year transit approximately. So you can roughly think of this, if you're looking down at the circle, there's 11,000 years where you're going around, moving away from the photon belt after coming out. You're at the furthest away from the photon belt. You're at 45 degrees there. Then you come down, you go back into the photon belt for another 2 years, and then you do the other side of the horseshoe to complete the circuit. Oh, we are now in the photon belt. Do you remember when everyone was freaking out in 2012 saying the world was ending, the Mayan calendar was ending, the Zolkeen calendar, which is the Mayan calendar, was ending? Well, it wasn't a doomsday prophecy. They had just figured out what could obviously advanced beings of the stars themselves with lots of esoteric knowledge. They knew that that was the start of when we, as a planet in the solar system, entered back into the photon belt. So here we are, fast forward in linear time, 12 years. So we've been in it for 12 years. Well, how much shifting and changing and awakening and exposure of darkness has happened? How many major events, both on the planet and with solar flares and space weather and stuff like that, happened? A lot. Like, it is crazy how many more people are even able to listen to podcasts like this and not completely lock up because the ego just goes, no, that has to be false. That has to be false. It's amazing these conversations are happening. They're accelerating every day with you, the golden age entrepreneur. Speaking your truth, being vocal, bringing forth your soul mission, your message. It's more and more, more and more and more. Well, this is all because of the photon belt. The photon belt, when you go through it, it's a purifier. It's been known by many spiritual traditions, which most of them reference this time. All major texts reference this time, spiritual texts and religious texts reference this time. Rapture, the revelation. It has nothing to do with the dystopian falling apart, end of the world. A man in a white suit, you call it Jesus. It's not even his real name, by the way. It was Yeshua. He's going to fly out of the air with this Gandalf stick and help you. No. What all that stuff is before the corruption and half-truth is simply meaning that we're moving into the photon belt, which is the great illumination. It's the great awakening. It is where we come to remember that we are ever powerful beings of light, fractals of the divine with nothing to ultimately fear. And we get to go on that journey as a species together, uniting, and then eventually fully coming back into realization of our divinity, which allows us to stop looping on this earth game. And essentially we get to continue on our journey back to fully reuniting with the divine. En masse. I mean, like, a lot of people. This is why the dark forces are freaking out, and they're spraying in the skies like crazy, poisoning and all this, because they're trying to stop the amount of solar radiation that's coming in, and they're saying it's chemtrails and all that kind of stuff, or they're saying it's we need to dim it because of the greenhouse gases and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But all of that it ultimately roots back to they don't want people awakening. If you want a little dark transmission on that, go watch this. See if you can find it on YouTube or on Rumble. The Dimming. That's a pretty intense documentary, The Dimming, which breaks down geoengineering. All these are parasitical techniques to try and stop what's happening right now. But ultimately, it can't really be stopped. It won't be stopped because you can't freeze the solar system moving through the photon belt. You get that's no one's figured that out yet. Right? It's just, you can't do that. It's an immense amount of power and energy. You can try timeline wipes and all these things on a local level on a planet, but not really something you can do on that huge level of the universal time matrix, at least from how I currently perceive it. So we have all of this energy coming from Allison on the grand central sun into sun, and sun transmits it out across the planets. The DNA activations are occurring. This is why so many people are remembering past lives and their soul mission and spiritual gifts, psychic gifts, clairvoyance, clairaudience, synesthesia, all that kind of stuff. And how the energy is shown and produced towards Earth is through things like solar flares. It's through the sun. You'll hear terms like transcoronal hole. You'll hear words like CME. You'll hear words like KPI, auroras. Auroras of borealis and northern lights, great examples of this energy at work. That is literally this massive amounts of space weather smashing into the magnetic field of the Earth and then creating these amazing charges. This is why people get huge revelations and awakenings when they actually do go out under aurora borealis and northern lights. It's because there's huge amounts of energy that's changing your DNA that you're looking at and bringing into your eyes. It's very powerful. Now we can go really deep with this stuff, but I like to sum it up like this. These are machines that we have on Earth that are coming, a lot of them from agencies we can't really trust, like four-letter space agency. But there are lots of independent people doing this as well with their own labs, which is why I think there's a level of credibility, and they can measure these things. They can see, they've mapped the sun and where things are coming off. You can see the deep satellites and things like that. These are just fancy ways of saying huge amounts of solar radiation, solar codes that are changing our DNA are just continually coming into Earth realm. And they come in waves. That's why there's a lot of highs and lows. This is why a lot of emotions come up. This is why people start having, if they're in low frequency, start having depressive suicide thoughts. This is why if you get a creative idea, you can take action and things change really quickly. That's why when you come work with me at New Earth Business Coaching, a lot of it is about what I call becoming the consciousness surfer, becoming the cosmic surfer, where you're just riding these energy waves. And it's cool because if you look at the stats, I'll link in the description, space weather. When you get alerts, just start paying attention to your energy and then look at how you feel. And it's neat. Like I've definitely noticed that if you pay attention to it, you know what's coming in. Sometimes you might be like, whoa, okay, like, well, why am I feeling like this? Check the app. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like there's a huge, massive solar flare arriving on Earth right now. Okay, then obviously this is the purifying mechanism of how humanity awakens. So naturally, something's coming up for me. Okay, great. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to jump around. I'm going to ground that out. Carry on. Now I'm going to realign myself and choose to ride this huge energy wave and do things that love me, that I love, that bring into joy. Bring me to joy, spend time with my family, work on my business, come up with a new idea, write my book, whatever. And when you focus on your genius zone and combining it with these space weather updates and the solar waves, it's amazing how quickly you can grow and change. And don't forget, there's a lot of dark forces that know this is all happening. They're the ones putting the spraying in the air, and they are trying to harness this as well. But the problem with that is this is the great purifier of low frequencies: competition, greed, lust, rape, terror, doubt, lack, scarcity. Those are all being brought up relentlessly right now to be looked at. And it's the same for them. That's why this is why the whole system is melting apart, because everything based in those low frequencies just simply is getting purified. It's going to keep happening. I don't know what the numbers are on that, but you go divide 12 by approximately 2,000, I get a little fraction of a percent through the photon belt this round. So take what resonates within here, leave what doesn't. If you want a really good resource, go on Amazon or search somewhere on the web and look up Earth Awakens by Sal Rachele, Rachele. Really great breakdown of what's happening on the galactic level. And remember, use the conscious entrepreneur. You're here to play that role. You're here to help awaken your brothers and sisters by creating a $1 million movement and living that beautiful time freedom, financially sovereign life as a soul having a human experience. You deserve that. That is what this time is all about. You are here as a leader and you're here to embrace these quote unquote light codes, the solar radiation. Take advantage of it, harness it, learn about these times and apply them to your business. It wasn't like this 75 years ago in business because we hadn't actually came back into the edge of that belt. Now we are. Everything's changing. If you're running a business that is scarcity and lack infused to it in any way, it's going to be brought up. It's being brought up for me and my business. It's being brought up for my beloved wife and her business. It's being brought up for our clients. The subtle energetics are being brought up. So become aware of them, focus on them, and take some simple steps to harness the energies, and you're going to really see so much transformation in your business, impact, influence, income very, very quickly. You want to come be a part of the new Earth Business Coaching family? Well, my eyes and heart on your business, architecting a beautiful back end system that allows you to spend more and more time in your genius, creating offer suites that actually allow you to take your time back, have time freedom for all of your other multidimensional things that you're doing, gardening, all your other projects, children. You're going to want to come over to my website, which is in the show notes, newearth.business, and you can see the various ways that we can co-create together. This is the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show, 365 days a year. I'm bringing you consciousness, leadership, and new Earth business tips and strategies. Hit subscribe if this resonated. Leave a 5-star review. That helps us a lot get this message out to our brothers and sisters, our fellow Golden Age entrepreneurs. We're together, we're united together, changing the entire way business is done. So please, please, please share this with one other brother or sister who is walking this path with us, and let's continue to build this movement. As always, aho, namaste, all my relations from my heart to yours. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the work that you're doing in this world. Keep flowing, keep going. And I will see you tomorrow in another episode of the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show. Have a great rest of your day.